Personally speaking, I don't like to give positivity to any of these gig companies, and that's not because negativity sells here on YouTube. That is simply because of the fact that they simply don't deserve it. Now, in a previous video, I talked about why people should join Skip the Dishes versus Uber Eats. And I talked about the fact that the money was a lot more there with Skip, and with Uber, they just like to throw $1.50 chump change for double stacked orders. Well, in single orders, they like to throw $2.25, which is still chump change. And I want to show you, because seeing is believing, why Skip is better. Because yesterday, I was out doing deliveries and I managed to get a shift with Skip the Dishes. And I'm going to let you know right off the bat, my acceptance rate with Skip prior to even starting with them was 0%. With Uber, my acceptance rate is like 6 or 7%. Now, I have mentioned previously, I'm in an Uber Eats market. And for those that do not know, my name is Ash, and I am a gig worker here in Montreal, Quebec. And I work for Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, DoorDash, and every once in a while, I throw Instacart a bone. So in my market, I do find Uber Eats is more dominant, so I get more orders. But with Skip the Dishes, when I get them, I secure them. The first 2 hours of my shift, I didn't get anything, but the second 2 hours, I definitely did, and I went with them. Let's take a look at my screen here. If I go to my weekly statements, I made $45.55 yesterday with them, and that was for about the duration of 2 hours. Now, I did 4 orders, Friday, September the 8th, and if we take a look on here, there is something very specific I want you to look at. Uber, first of all, you need to take note of these numbers because obviously there is a difference in payments versus how you do things, and you kind of need to learn from your other competitors. Now, with Skip the Dishes, here's one thing that's critical for you to know about. You can't be tip baited. They're all prepaid services. And what's really important to know about here is Uber Eats has something called base fare or base rate. With Skip the Dishes, they call it transit pay, which is a base rate plus transit included, which means your distance that you travel. Let's take a look at some of these numbers here. So I got KFC, IMFO, Sushi Shop, and Burger King. Pretty much 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4, definitely fast foods. The other ones, people can make some money off of those restaurants. If I click on the KFC, here's what stands out the most. It shows distance was 4.9 kilometers. It's not very far. But if you notice, my transit pay was at least $5.25. So what that shows me is Skip the Dishes is at least willing to pay $1 per kilometer. Uber, are you listening? Because clearly you're not doing things right. The tip that was involved in this one was $7.20. So of course, the tip was higher than the base fare, but I don't care. The total is $12.45 and it didn't take much time. Let's go to the IMFO. The IMFO, here's the difference on this one. 8.6 kilometers, so it's farther out, but it was a nice drop off where I wanted to drop off. But again, transit pay, $8.82, $8.82. Uber, are you listening here? Because here we go again, $1 per kilometer. The tip, $3.80, total $12.10. Let's go to Sushi Shop. Here we go, 5.5 kilometers. What's my transit pay? $5.91. Where's the pattern? $1 per kilometer. I'm not gonna fight that. With a tip of $6.62. And then lastly, we got BK. For Burger King, I did 4.2 kilometers, transit pay, $4.47 with a $4 tip. Now, the only bad offer I got yesterday from Skip the Dishes was $8 for 7 kilometers, and I declined it. And I have made my way all the way up to 40% with Skip the Dishes on my acceptance rate. Now, here in my market, if my acceptance rate gets to 80%, those transit pays, they are a minimum of $8, no matter what, per order. And then stack the tips on there, and you're gonna make a lot more money than what you would with Uber Eats. I decided to make this video because I believe that seeing is believing. And if I'm gonna talk about people potentially going with Skip the Dishes, how am I supposed to do that for you if you don't see the numbers? So yeah, I am definitely on a track to getting up to that 80% with Skip the Dishes and keeping tabs so I can show you lovelies just how much more money you can make with Skip the Dishes. No, I am not sponsored, supported, or anything else. But if I am a gig tuber that's supposed to be making videos to help out brand new gig workers, I think this one is a key element for you to check out before you sign up with Uber Eats or Skip the Dishes, so you can do better in making your own decision.